boys and girls. Did you all have an amazing summer? I know I did, but it felt really short. Time flies when you're having fun, right? That doesn't mean you can't have fun now that school started. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do today, boys and girls. We're going to go on an adventure to a very special place to learn all about some friends of mine. These friends don't live in houses and they don't wear clothes. Some of them have long tails and others have floppy ears, but they all call the earth their home. These friends are all animals here at the Brandywine Zoo. Come on, let's go. Back in 1904, a man named Dr. James H. Morgan thought up the idea of starting a zoo in Wilmington and even donated his own animals. It wasn't until 1905 that it became a full functioning zoo. That's a long time ago. Since then, tons of different animals have passed through the zoo, including buffalo, eagles, monkeys, goats, parrots, and plenty more. Did you know that? The Brandywine Zoo has had so many animals, which is why so many different exhibits have been added throughout the years, like the Children's Zoo, Duck Pond, and Monkey Cage. Speaking of monkeys, do you know what today's book is about? It's about a primate we call the gorilla. This is Good Night Gorilla by Peggy Rathman.
Good Night Gorilla by Peggy Rathman. Good night, Gorilla. Good night, elephant. Good night, lion. Good night, hyena. Good night, giraffe. Good night, armadillo.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
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 Good night, Sue. Good night, dear.
Good night.
Good night, Gorilla.
Check out these red pandas. Imagine a red panda or gorilla falling asleep in your bed. I wouldn't mind being friends with either of them, would you? They can climb with their hands and their feet. They love bananas, and they even like to play games just like us. Hey, that makes me wonder, do they ever read books at the zoo? And if they did, what kinds of books do you think they'd read? Adventure books, mystery books, funny books? Well, we won't know until we find out, so come on. It's time for story time at the zoo.
Why is the Brandywine Zoo such a great place? Well, we're Delaware Zoo. It's the only zoo in the state of Delaware. And even though we're a small zoo, we've got a lot of great things here at the zoo and a lot of great things coming. It's just a great destination. We call it a real family-friendly zoo. We're not too big. You can come and you can see the animals close up, and it just makes a fun day out. At the same time, while you're having some fun, you get a conservation message and understand the role that people and animals play in the environment overall.
Today, our book is called Bunny, My Honey. And what is it about? A bunny rabbit, isn't it?
Storytime at the Zoo is a long-running educational program, and we have a core group of volunteers, these ladies and a couple of gentlemen. They come out every Thursday, and they've been doing it for years. What they do is they'll pick a different story each week, and the story will involve an animal, or it may involve a conservation issue, or just a fun story in general.
I love you, Mommy, Bunny whispered. I love you too, Bunny, my honey.
And they read that story, and then they tie the story into a craft activity usually. They have a conservation message with it, and then we try to bring an animal that relates to the story out.
His name is Boomer. And Boomer, is he a big bunny or a little bunny?
Big bunny.
Big bunny, he is.
My bunny, look how big his feet are.
As we all know, that if you start reading to children at a young age, that helps them with their vocabulary, it helps them learning, and it inspires them to learn more and to read. A lot of times, I see the same families coming back every week. And now we have young mothers who are bringing their children who came to Storytime at the zoo 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. So we have people that come back, and I think that's the best feedback of all. And you just see the smile on their face and the interaction with the staff and the animals. That's also very rewarding. The one thing I would like people to know about Brandywine Zoo is, you know, there are a lot of great things in a small package. We cover it all. You can come out with your family and just spend a day at the zoo. You can come to a great program. You can come to a great special event. We're Delaware's only zoo, and it's, you know, a lot of great things in just a small little package here.
If you ever want to come to the zoo for story time, ask your parents to check the dates and times online at www.brandywinezoo.org. Wait a minute, do you hear that? My phone's ringing. I wonder who it could be. Hello?
Hello? Carolyn? It's Wally.
Wally. Boys and girls, it's Wally Wordsworth.
Carolyn, I know I couldn't come to the zoo today, but I thought I'd call you. I have a friend here who would love to say hi.
Really? I wonder who it could be. Who's your friend, Wally?
Well, I got this really cute doggy, and he really likes me. Say hi, doggy. Say hi to Carolyn.
Hey, Wally.
Yes?
I know you're having a lot of fun over there, but don't you have a show to get ready for?
Ah, I almost forgot. I've got to keep going. See you, Carolyn. Bye, doggy.
It looks like it's that time again. Time for Wally's World.
Sorry about that, boys and girls. I was having so much fun playing with that doggy that I completely forgot about coming here to do the show. But I'm here, and now I'm ready to learn on Wally's World. So, do you all remember where we are today? It has a lot to do with animals of all shapes and sizes. That's right, boys and girls, the zoo! What's your favorite animal, boys and girls? Do you like the monkeys? The pretty birds? Caw-caw, caw-caw. Or maybe your favorite animal slithers around like a snake. My favorite animal at the zoo is the tiger. Hey, look at that! Tiger begins with today's letter of the day, T. Do you think you can find other animal names that start with the letter T? There are some good ones out there, and I can't wait to share them with you. But first, let's see if you can find the same ones that I'm thinking of. You have 10 seconds on the think clock. Did you see that, boys and girls? 10 also starts with the letter T. I found a T word and I didn't even know it. Now then, Are you ready to think? And go! Time's up! How did it go? Did you think of some animals that start with the letter T? Let's see if they match up with mine. The first animal I came up with has a hard shell on its back and goes really, really, really slow. It's a turtle! Even though they're slow, they're really good at protecting themselves from predators. If they ever get scared, they hide in their shell until it's safe to come back out. Sometimes people have pet turtles that they keep in a tank while others are big enough to ride on. You wouldn't get anywhere very fast if you did that, though. The next animal goes croak, croak. Do you know any animals that do that? It's a cousin of the frog. This animal is a toad. These toads are different from frogs because they're usually bigger and have rough and bumpy skin. This is because they blend in with dirt and mud, and even though they're bigger, they have a way of staying safe and protecting themselves from harm. Unlike a toad and a turtle, this next animal has 2 feet, 2 long wings, and a big beak. This bird's name is the toucan. You can spot toucans easily because their beaks are oftentimes very, very colorful. It helps you to pick them out when they sit up high in the trees. I think I can see one now. Now this next animal is kind of scary. It's furry, it's crawly, and it has 8 legs. I'm talking about the tarantula, of course. Tarantulas are big spiders that like to lurk around on its furry little legs. Did you know that tarantulas can be kept as pets? Yeah, I know. People have tanks for tarantulas and feed them little bugs like crickets. I've never seen a tarantula before, but I certainly wouldn't like to. They scare me. So, have you thought of any of the same animals so far? Well, if you haven't, we still have one more to go, and it's just as slow as the turtle. They always hang upside down and love to nap in the trees. This animal is the two-toed sloth. That's a tricky animal to come up with. These animals are super lazy and don't do much other than sleep upside down. This is what makes them special. They don't move much, so they stay hidden in the leaves. I think that's pretty cool. I love to sleep all day long. Wouldn't you, boys and girls? Uh-oh, it looks like we're out of time. Aw, man. I love thinking up different animals that start with the letter T. But there are some kids that really want to share their favorite books with you. Until next time, I'm Wally Wordsworth, and I'm What About Words, and you should be too. What about words? What about words? I am What About Words. See ya!
Wally's right, you know. There's some really great, interesting books out there for everyone. Did you know that there are animal books out there about nearly every animal? If you like one in particular, you can ask your parents to help you find some at your local library. There are tons of books on animals at a library, like Curious George, for example. He's a curious little monkey that gets into all sorts of trouble around town. Kind of like my new friends here. Oh, this is Dash. Have you ever read that book? Because I know Curious George is at the library if you ever want to read it. But if you can't decide on a book to read, then we have some boys and girls here who can recommend some of their favorite stories. Let's see what books they have to share.
Kids on Books, take 1. Hello, my name is Kayla, and today the book I'm going to be talking about is Put Me in the Zoo. This is a good book because the reader can learn their colors and learn how to rhyme. It can also show kids how to draw, and it can show kids how important the books are. I like this book, and you should too.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I love Put Me in the Zoo because I read it. I like the main character because he is a dog. I like the main character because he is an animal with all kinds of different dots on him. Orange, blue, green, and violet, purple. He takes red dots and he puts them anywhere he wants. In the sky, on the ground, even on people, even on hats and cats. At the end of the book, he goes to the circus. He shows all his tricks, what he did to all the people in the tent. Good dog! I love this book and you too. That's a wrap.
Wow, those were some interesting books. I wouldn't mind reading them myself sometime. Now I'm really excited to explore more of the zoo and have a few adventures of my own. Like one I can get into with my new friends here. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Today?
Oh, I'm having a great day here at the Brandywine Zoo.
Awesome.
Who do we have here?
This is Magnolia, and she's our 9-banded armadillo.
Wow, tell me about her.
Well, she's an animal that likes to play in the dirt. She's got very powerful claws that she uses to dig really quickly in the dirt.
And what's she looking for in the dirt?
Right now, she's looking for all sorts of bugs and insects.
Wow, she really wants to get down there and dig, doesn't she?
She is.
Oh, she's so great. Hey, I'm going to hang out here a little bit longer with Mags and Matt, and you guys check out the arts and crafts segment. I'll catch up with you later.
Today we're going to learn how to make a great zookeeper themed craft, a lion mask. You're going to start with a paper plate, and since we're making a mask, you want to make sure to cut some eye holes. And I always kind of fold it in half. And to cut my eyes, I do little half circles, and it's a little bit easier than having to cut with the actual plate open. And you just want to make them big enough so a little kid can look through, but they don't have to be the same size or perfect, it doesn't matter. Just a couple half circles so when you open the plate, they'll be wide enough for a little one to safely look through. It's kind of fun if they end up looking a little bit wonky too. So the next step is you're going to paint the whole entire mask or plate, because it's not a mask yet, yellow for a lion. And again, I'm using a poster paint, not a permanent paint. You still want to protect your work area, but at least you don't have to worry about anything being permanently stained, because little ones tend to be messy. And you're going to do the yellow paint all over the entire plate. Now that our plate is covered in yellow, you might want to let it sit just for a couple minutes. You can, have your little one wash the yellow off their hands before you move on to the black. And next we're going to paint on the nose and kind of like some little whisker freckles. I think doing a circle, you just need a small brush, and you kind of just literally move the brush in little circles. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be as big or as small as you want. And then it's kind of fun because the bristles on the brush almost make it look like freckles if you just kind of dab. They don't need to be perfect. You want that whiskery part of the lion. And we're gonna let that dry. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna curl our pipe cleaners to make it look like actual whiskers. I like to use black. You can use colorful ones if you really want it to be, a funky looking animal. It doesn't have to be realistic. And you just use your finger and you curl the pipe cleaner. So it's almost like a little curly snake. You want to do at least 2, and you can do more than that. And we're gonna set it aside until our paint is dry. And then we can prep the lion mane. I love this part. Craft foam, it's great. If a grown-up is doing it, you can use grown-up scissors. If a little one is doing it, you wanna use kids-friendly scissors. And you're just gonna take the edge and start to cut some fringe. And it doesn't matter how far apart they are, how skinny, how thick, how thin, you can vary it up. And you want to go about 1.5 inches in on the foam. And you need a whole 8x10 sheet. You need the long lengthwise of the mane. Okay, and then when you get to the end, leaving room so you don't cut off the fringe so it falls off. You're gonna do a nice straight line. And you have your mane to cut on. Next, our paint should be starting to get a little bit more dry. You can take some school glue. It doesn't have to be like a permanent glue bond. I often use like a paintbrush to apply the glue because I think it's a little bit easier. And you just get a good dollop of it. And we already have the eye holes, but it's kind of fun to make it so like there's also eyes on the lion. You can put the glue right on the back of the foam circle. And it doesn't matter if they're matching colors. It's kind of fun, again, to get silly with it. And I like to glue it so it covers part of the eye mask. Not enough so the little one can't see, but so the eyes look like they're really the child who's wearing it. Make it look like their eyes are them. And then you can layer the foam to kind of make them look more fun. I like to do 3 different colors, 3 different circles to make the eyes really pop out. Okay. And you might need that to let sit and dry for a little bit. And in the meantime, you can take your glue paintbrush, you can get some more glue, and along one of the edges of our mane, you can brush the glue right on. And you can take your plate and kind of wrap the fringe. It being cut makes it a little bit flexible, so you can really glue it on. In the meantime, while you're letting it dry, you can find out where you want to poke your whiskers, and you can poke that right through your plate once the paint is dry, and it'll stick right in there. Same with the other side, and just bend it and it stays right there on the plate. And then the last step is to hole punch it so you have a spot where the ribbon can go. I just use ribbon to put it on a child, and you poke 1 hole in each side with a hole punch, you double knot it, and then you have a mask that someone can wear. And that's how you do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Boy, I love going to the zoo. How about you? Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Who's in the zoo to visit? Hey, come on, let's go see what the monkeys are doing. What does the monkey say? What does the monkey say? What does the monkey say? When you go to the zoo to visit. Oh, look at that big animal over there. That looks like a lion. What does the lion say? What does the lion say? What does the lion say? When you go to the zoo to visit. Hey, what kind of animal is that out in the water? I know, it's a seal. What does the seal say? What does the seal say? What does the seal say? When you go to the zoo to visit. Hey, there's a bird on a branch. What does he say? Let's see. What does the parrot say? What does the parrot say? What does the parrot say? When you go to the zoo to visit. Oh, what's that? I know what that is. That's a snake. What does the snake say? What does the snake say? What does the snake say? When you go to the zoo to visit. Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Zoo, zoo, who's in the zoo? Who's in the zoo to visit? Who's in the zoo to visit?
Hey, boys and girls, look at this. This is Zhao, a mandarin rat snake. Isn't he awesome? Well, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye here on Alphabet Soup. Oh, we had a ton of fun here today at the Brandywine Zoo, and we didn't even see everything. Maybe you could come back with your parents sometime to explore the zoo yourself. It's always fun to see things through your own eyes. Not only is it fun to explore things yourself, it's also fun to read interesting books, just like the ones we heard about today. All of these books can be found at your local library. We hope you enjoyed today's show and that you come back to check out what stories we're cooking up here on the next episode of Alphabet Soup.